Hi there, greetings everyone. First of all, let us pass our sincere condolences to the people of Morocco following the recent earthquake, which has claimed over 2,000 lives. May their soul rest in power. So after that, we are here again as Africans to share our thoughts. So let us today see on the issue of France denied to remove their troops in Niger. Also on the issue of African Union joining the G20 as a permanent member. So let us start with France. President Macron said at G20 that they will not withdraw their troops. Otherwise, they want to hear that statement from President Bazoum. And all of us, we know President Bazoum has removed from power by the military leaders. And the people came out in numbers demanding France to remove their troops. And we see the military leaders also saying France ambassador must leave their country. But still France is denying. So as Africans, let us ask ourselves why France is refusing to leave Niger. Niger wants France to leave, yet France is refusing. In other words, France wants Niger to attack them so that they can claim they are being unjustly treated, to be able to request assistance from the other country. And we know France is a member of NATO, and in NATO's document, when one member is invited, so it means you are inviting NATO. So what they want to do is what they do to Libya. France is creating the trap for Niger so that the Western countries through NATO, they can invade Niger, because France is a member of NATO. And when France requesting assistance from the other countries in the West, ultimately starting a war to conquer Niger so that they can continue its ruthless policies in that country. And that is what France want to do. And that's why you see France is refusing. They know that France has no any right to refuse to leave any country. Even African countries, we have no any right to refuse to leave France. Just imagine if it is African countries refusing to leave any Western countries. What will happen to us? But recently you see France is refusing, and they do so because they have a backup of their members NATO, because France is a member of NATO, and we know if any member of NATO is under risk, all other will come in. And that is why France is doing this. It's doing this because they have backup. So, and we have African Union, who is a member of, now permanent member of the G20. Now we want to hear the voice of African Union, especially on the issue of France in Africa. France, the people of Africa are tired with France. Yes, we have problems. We have undemocratic issues, but those cannot be a guarantee for France to stay in our continent, while we don't want France to stay here. To have a problem is not a loophole for France to stay here. So first of all, must go out, then they will come back with another way of agreements. That's what the people of Africa need. The people of Africa are not anti-France. The people of Africa, they don't have any bad thing with France. What they want a win-win situation. And we know France is benefiting from uranium that in Niger. And all of us, we know that the people of Niger has a lack of electricity, but France has enough electricity, but from the people of Niger. So that's why you see many of our activists our politicians, our leaders speaking about France. They are not speaking about France accidental or because they hate France. No, they want France to have a win-win situation with other African countries, especially to the Francophone countries. France has benefiting more and much than the people who own these resources. That's why now we call for the African Union to come out and speak about France. We have our internal problems, yes, but that is not the loophole for France to continue staying in the continent or in the country where France is not needed. So please, President Macron, the people of Africa are tired with exploitation. So please, listening the voice of the people. Keep those aside and move to the African Union. Now African Union has acquired a permanent seat to the G20. The question is, why now? Of course, we know that the G20 has condemning Russia, and some of African countries are not condemning Russia, and now we see G20 have passed some declaration condemning Russia, and in such kind of issues. Now African Union intervened. So I think the West, they have targets Africans to condemn Russia through African Union. That is not my opinion. But all in all, we congratulate African Union for being a part of G20. But we need a powerful African Union that can speak loudly without fear of any contradiction. And also we need our African Union to be sponsored by Africans, because if you look, African Union, our budgets have been sponsored by the almost more than 40% is sponsored by the West. So it means those who are sponsoring you can dictate you. So we need African Union that is not sponsored by the West, and it is possible if we Africans will decide to sponsor our African Union. It is our duty, because that is our body, that is our organization as Africans. So we must find a way on how Africans we can sponsor and finance and fund our African Union, so that when they go out there, they can have a voice instead of being dictated by those who are funding us. So it is a good thing as Africans to see now we are moving forward. We see some countries joining BRICS. We see Egypt, Ethiopia, and other African countries has been sending their request to join BRICS. So we see now Africans, we have started move. So we need more, especially in the UN Security Council. We need more African countries to be a permanent member of of the United Nations Security Council. So that is a good move. So brothers and sisters, that was what has happened in the weekend. So let us see how we can move together as Africans. We are providing solutions, and we have solutions. That is our duty as Africa. Thank you.